to Virtual Storytime. I'm so glad you're all here. We clap and sing hello. We clap and sing hello. With our friends at Storytime, we clap and sing hello. We wave and sing hello. We wave and sing hello. With our friends at Storytime, we wave and sing hello. We stomp and sing hello. We stomp and sing hello. With our friends at Storytime, we stomp and sing hello. Welcome again. I'm so excited to see everybody. These story times are going to look just a little bit different than our normal story times that we do at the library while we're all still waiting in our houses, keeping each other safe, spending lots of time with our families. We're just going to read 2 books at each story time and sing 1 song in between each book. I did manage to get my song cube, so I am super excited because we will be able to use that for our song. So let's go ahead and get started with today's stories. My first story to read to you today is called The Neighbors. This is written by Einat Safarti. This is being read with permission from Abrams Young Readers. Wow, look at the cover. Here we see this little girl peeking out from behind a door. There are all kinds of crazy things happening in that room behind her. We have an elephant drinking out of a straw. There's some sort of bird up here and a tiger sleeping on the floor. It almost looks like she is in a circus. Let's find out what this story called The Neighbors is all about. Here we see our little girl again. Looks like she's got some keys in her hand. The Neighbors. I live in a building that is 7 stories high. That's a pretty tall building. How tall is the building that you live in? My house is just 1 story high. Every floor has a slightly different door. Wow, look at all those different doors. I see a red one, I see a blue one, I see a door that looks like it has a lost poster on it. The first door has a lot of locks. Can you see all of those locks? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 locks. Wow. That apartment belongs to a family of thieves. They just love ancient Egyptian artifacts. Look at all of the things in their apartment. Goodness. The second door is always surrounded by muddy footprints. Can you see those muddy footprints down there? I wonder where those came from. What do you think? They look like paw prints to me. I wonder if they're from a dog. That is the home of an old explorer and his pet tiger. Oh my gosh, tiger paw prints, not a dog at all, but a very large cat. The red door is the door with the wheel. I wonder who lives there. Behind that door lives a family of acrobats. They are always looking for ways to improve their act. Oh my goodness. When I reach the 4th door, the light always shuts off. Because that is the vampire's apartment. Oh my goodness. The 5th door smells like pickled fish. Yuck! Ooh, I wonder who lives in that apartment. Inside, the pirate lives with his love, the mermaid. Pirate and the Mermaid. I always stop at the 6th door to listen to really cool music that flows out into the hall. She's got her sandwich, she put her coat down, her umbrella down, she's just hanging out. The musical family who lives inside celebrates someone's birthday at least once a week. Wow, there are so many instruments in this picture. I see a tuba, I see a trombone, I see a trumpet, I see a guitar. What instruments can you see? Do you see the keyboard? The 7th door is where I live with my parents. They are so boring. That looks pretty normal. There's a cat on the floor and they're just eating dinner at their kitchen table. Compared to her neighbors, that is pretty boring. But I love them. See Mom and Dad peeking in here. She's going to sleep. And they love me. I don't think they're so boring after all, do you? I think her parents are superheroes. All right. I wonder if she was imagining what all of her neighbors were. Do you think that she actually has a vampire for a neighbor or a pirate and a mermaid? I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and roll our song cube now. We'll see what it lands on. It is Herman the Worm, one of our favorites. I was sitting on my fence post chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo, when along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big. Herman, I said, what happened? I ate a bug, he said. I was sitting on my fence post chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo, when along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big. Herman, I said, what happened? I ate a cat, he said. I was sitting on my fence post chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo, when along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big. Herman, I said, what happened? I ate a dog, he said. I was sitting on my fence post chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo, when along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big. Herman, I said, what happened? I ate a cow, he said. I was sitting on my fence post chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo, when along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big. Herman, I said, what happened? I ate a whale, he said. Gosh. I was sitting on my fence post chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo, when along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big. Herman, I said, what happened? I burped, he said. Our next story is another story about people in a house, not in an apartment building like our last one, this time just in one house, but there are all different kinds of characters who come to visit this house. So let's read The Fox in the Dark by Allison Green, illustrated by Deborah Albright, read with permission of Tiger Tales and Penguin Random House Publishing. Here's Rabbit. Rabbit runs home. He darts left and right, scampering, scrambling back through the night. His ears flap, his tail bobs. It's going to be tight as he's chased by a fox through the dark. I hope that fox doesn't get that rabbit. Bang goes his door, and click snaps the latch. Thunk goes the key, and screech strikes a match. And phew, Rabbit sighs. I've escaped, not a scratch, and I'm safe from that fox in the dark. But rat-a-tat-tat, now who can that be? Friend or fox? Rabbit cries. A voice quacks. Look and see. You'll never find anyone more scared than me of the teeth of a fox in the dark. Who could that be? Who quacks? Rabbit peers round the door. There's no fox, just a duck, who says, please let me in. I've had so much bad luck. My truck hit a ditch and got stuck in the muck, and I've just seen a fox in the dark. Rabbit grumbles a bit. It's not really his habit to share with a duck a bed made for a rabbit. The blanket's quite small, he says. Try not to grab it while we hide from the fox in the dark. Then, rat-a-tat-tat, who's that at the door? It's me, squeaks a voice. Is there room for one more? I don't need much space, and my paws are so sore. I've just run from a fox in the dark. Oh, really, sighs Rabbit. The hour is so late. But the mouse just outside is in such a sad state. I'm so tired, he says. I could hibernate, thanks to that fox in the dark. So they squish in together, and Duck says, nice house. And thank you so much for your kindness, says Mouse. And sorry, says Rabbit, I ought not to grouse. I'm just mad at that fox in the dark. Grouse, it's a fancy word for complain. But then, rat-a-tat-tat, who can that be now? If it's a horse, a pig, or a cow, they can just stay outside. Rabbit furrows his brow. I'll have words with that fox in the dark. Outside is a lamb who is shaking with fear. Please, may I come in? It looks so safe in here. A big, hairy, scary thing barked in my ear, and I'm sure it's a fox in the dark. The bed is so full that it's starting to creak. Rabbit shoves Mouse, and Mouse gives a squeak. Then Lamb accidentally squashes Duck's beak. Oh, drat that old fox in the dark. Then, rat-a-tat-tat, comes a knock at the door. I'll get it, says Duck as he bumps to the floor. Not that there's room here for anyone more. But outside is a fox in the dark. Oh my. Don't eat us, cries Duck. At least, please don't eat me. Rabbit and Lamb search for somewhere to flee. Mouse flings up a paw and shouts, I need to pee. Then Duck says, he looks a bit small to me. And the fox starts to cry and says, please help, You see, I've lost my mom out in the dark. He's just a little baby fox. Just what I thought, says Duck. Ha! What a muddle. And Rabbit gives Fox Cub a very big cuddle. Oh, that's so nice. Then Lamb takes a cloth and cleans up Mouse's puddle. He gets scared by a fox in the dark. Then, rat-a-tat-tat. Who's that now? Rabbit sighs. As he opens the door, Duck says, that was unwise. For outside is a fox of a much bigger size, looming down at them out of the dark. Goodness. But the fox cries, my baby, I've searched for you so. And you found him, quacks Duck. So off you both go. I don't like to rush you, but as you well know, a fox belongs out in the dark. We won't hurt you, says Fox. Oh, please let us stay. You've all been so kind. We'll keep out of your way. My baby's so tired. Our home's too far away for a fox cub to trot in the dark. But Rabbit cries out, there's no room in the bed. Where on earth will you sleep? Mommy Fox shakes her head. Who needs a small bed? There's a big fox instead. We can all snuggle up in the dark. So they each grab what pillows and rugs can be found. Fox lies out comfortably down on the ground. Then they yawn and they stretch and they all cuddle round with the fox that came in from the dark. And there's Duck with his pillow and Mouse. So in our first story, this little girl is imagining what all of her neighbors are. Vampires, pirates, musicians, acrobats. And in our second story, all of the animals were imagining how scary that fox in the dark was. But then they found out that the foxes in the dark weren't so scary after all. And they all got to cuddle up in one house together. I know a lot of us are cuddling up with our families and our houses together right now. Thank you for joining me in our virtual story time. No guest appearance from Peanut today, maybe next time. I'll see you guys later.